I'll give you an example real quick. Before the pandemic, I went on a date. We went to this restaurant, and I knew she liked Italian. So when we got there, she tested me out by saying, "So, do you take all the girls that you take out to this place?" And it's like, well, I like to play the field. So you like to play the field? Football field. But it was just a test me out to see how, if I'm a reactive guy, if I can go with the flow and be playful. Where some guys would be like, no, you're the only girl I'll take out here. Okay, to a girl, probably not so much great, But what are some of the ways that women test guys out on a date, and how can guys pass them like a high value man?
Yeah, that's a great question. One of the first things that comes to mind is, especially because of the dating apps now, where people are meeting through the apps, a lot of people think and are probably right when they assume that most people are seeing several different people at a time. If you're on a first date, maybe you'll ask, how many women are you seeing? Or are you still on the dating apps? Or have you deleted the app because you've met me and are just looking to date one person at a time? That's definitely a question that gets asked. It's a pretty direct question, to ask on a first date, especially. How many people are you seeing? The fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, most people are seeing several different people at once. Dating is just data, right? Dating is what I always say, it's collecting data. So if you can accept that this person is seeing many people and that you yourself also have the freedom to see many people, you can then sort of do a process of elimination where you can decide if this person is best for you, and they can also decide if you're best for them. So it is a way to test what someone is doing, but again, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Right. What are other ways that women can test a guy out to see if this is a fit? So let's say, for example, this is a high value woman. Let's say she's career oriented, great job, great income, she's independent, but we all crave companionship at some point in life. Let's say she's on a date where she asks the guy, it doesn't matter, let's say if he's making 14, 15 bucks an hour renting cars, or if he's making a six-figure job or salary at a corporation. Was she asking questions like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or are there other questions that women ask men to see where their goals or alignments are in with theirs as well? Or just to see if they have an opinion,
Yeah, that kind of stuff is important to women, especially, I like how you said high level women, or women who tend to be more focused on their careers and even excel in their careers. Actually, a really great indirect way that women test men on that exact topic is they will see if the man will, let's say you're going out for dinner or drinks, if the man takes out his credit card at the end of the date and offers to pay, then the woman automatically knows that he is confident in how much money he's making, and also that he is able to budget for dating in his life and to be able to financially make space for that in his life. However, if the man offers to go half on the check or doesn't take his card out and expects the woman to pay, then she's gonna, and this happens. You think it doesn't happen, it happens. She's gonna sit back and she's automatically going to think, okay, he either isn't financially secure, so he's not comfortable with the amount of money he's making or where he is in his career. B, he's just not making a lot of money. And that in itself, again, it's not the money that they care so much about, it's the principle. Is he able to budget for dating in his life and take out that credit card? And most times women will also take out their card and offer to go half, but it really, at the end of the day, it's the principle of the matter. Is he willing to step up and show that he can afford this at this time in his life?
I asked that question because back in 2010, when I was renting cars at Hertz, making 15 bucks an hour, I was at a dealership, a European car dealership, and an anchor woman, a local anchor woman, came in. I asked her out, we went out, and yeah, of course I paid, even though she made way more money, but she did ask the question, okay, I know you're starting off here, but where do you see yourself in such and such? And also another test that I recently came through, I knew it was a test, and this is coming from a guy who was divorced, married, so I know a little bit. We went to a restaurant, and I didn't know if she really liked this place or not. I just kind of went off a whim, like, okay, you can't go wrong with Thai, but it was a loud place. And she's like, this place is kind of loud. Can we go somewhere else? Instead of thinking, okay, fine, whatever you want to do, I felt she was testing me out on, okay, let's see if you or go with the flow, or are you just going to hold your ground or what? I didn't know. So I just said, well, you know what? How about this? Let's order an hors d'oeuvre, a drink, see where it goes. If we decide to go somewhere else, we'll go, or we can stay here. To this day, I don't know if that was a test. I believe it was, but do women do that as well? Like, let's say they go on a restaurant, hey, let's try something else out before you even get a chance to see what the waiting time is?
Yeah, you know, I think another, again, it depends on the woman, and women have different priorities and values. But at the end of the day, I think that women would like for their man to be just a little bit flexible and a little bit go with the flow. And if you ever look at any healthy or long-term relationship of your friends, or if you have family members, women they tend to wear the pants many times, you know. In the family household, I always say that women are the backbone, right? They are the mothers, they are the caretakers, the nurturers. And so women can assert their opinions. And if the man is willing to go with the flow, then it's a great turn on. It's a great kind of, okay, check mark for them. Right. Whereas if he tends to be a little bit more picky, it's not a bad thing. But again, it may be potentially a character flaw for the woman.
Okay. I mean, I am going with the flow. It's just, let's try it out. But if we're not, let's try something else.
Yeah.
Let's give it a chance. Okay.
You can always be flexible in the beginning to kind of win her over. Mm-hmm. And then later on, you can, you know, bring this up and talk about, well, I do like Thai. And at that point, she's already hooked. So she'll compromise with you.
Or she might say, well, I like Indian. Well, Indian's not a bad choice at all. So.